Good morning, Liberty North, dual credit and AP Psychology. Welcome to your virtual Wednesday live stream on October 14th. And today we're going to preview your journal critique lab, which we're going to be working on in class together over the next 4 days. So if you go back to your to the syllabus and you look there, you're going to find out that your journal critique is due at the end of the month. So what we're going to do to make that deadline, we're all going to work together on it. So we're actually going to do the same research journal, which is actually in one of the older AP Psych textbooks. We're all going to critique and find the information together. Then part 2 will be next semester, which you guys can then put it in the APA format and then turn it in. Okay, so we're going to actually help find the critique information together. And that's what the purpose of the lab, which you will do tomorrow in class and on Monday and Tuesday in class. Okay, so first thing to do is probably make sure you set up a Google Doc. Again, you can have groups of 4 students in your journal critique group. They can be from any of my 6 AP dual credit psych classes, so you don't have to do it with your classmates. You can do it with your friends if they're spread out in other sections of AP Psych. All right, then what I want you to do is make sure you go to Canvas, all right? And this will help you tomorrow. Again, click on announcements, which again, the only two areas you need to go to on Canvas is announcements and assignments, okay? And then you're gonna notice up here, I posted your AP Psych Research Journal Critique Paper Info and Outline, all right, which basically walks you through everything you need to do. So it also gives you some short notes on APA format, gives you a link to Purdue OWL so that you can access that APA writing format resource. Tells you what information you need to cover when you critique it, and then also gives you a little rubric of how I'm going to grade your critique and the information that you need, okay? Again, everything you need here. So if I ever say announcements, you go here. So again, you got your learning targets for all the chapters that we cover. And then you have your blended learning survival guide, which a lot of you still need to look at that because that walks you through everywhere technology-wise you're going to need to go. So my YouTube channel, Twitter, Canvas, and a lot of you, I think, still haven't accessed that. So make sure you do that, okay? All right, so you can click on assignments over here. Again, you're going to have Unit 1 and Unit 2. Some of you, again, Unit 2 deadline was yesterday on the 13th. That was the last day of our quiz. So all your vocab and your Skittles lab are due. I still have a lot of emails that I'm working through, but if you have not turned that in yet, you better get it in, okay? All right, then you're going to scroll down to a little bit to journal critique down here, okay? Because journal critique is going to have its own section. All right, and you see your journal critique lab, journal critique number 1, number 2, and journal critique information. If you click on journal critique information, actually, I think that's the only one you can see because I haven't published the other ones. That's just going to give you areas to go to under announcements that could be resources for you. So if you notice, go to announcements and look at 2 docs, the AP Psych Research Journal Critique Paper Info and Outline. And then also I have an APA Journal Critique example. So I've taken a journal critique that was turned in. It was 100%, 100 out of 100, and I posted it on Canvas as a resource so you can see what the critique should look like in the APA format. And then, of course, I've got the Journal Critique Lab here, okay, which we're doing. All right, so what you're going to need to do is click on Journal Critique Lab. All right, and then what you have is you have the assignment, okay, the critique assignment. So I've got it spelled out. I've got the instructions for you. And what's going to happen is you're actually going to be using an older textbook, which is the Discovering Psychology Hockenberry and Hockeray book. It's kind of reddish. And then if you're going to notice, they actually put a journal critique in the textbook. So there are 4 pages of a real journal and its critique, and they've actually put it in the textbook. So that's going to be the journal, the research journal we're going to critique together as a class and as together for journal critique number 1. All right, so here's the textbook you're going to be using. All right, and you're going to be on pages 24 to 28. All right, so the textbooks are out already for you to use tomorrow. Also, on the assignment, I have a link right here. And if you click to the link, you actually will go to a picture of the pages of the journal critique. So I've taken a picture of all 5 pages and put it in as a resource in case you're home and we can't take these books home. So in case you're home and you want to work on it there. All right. I will also put a link to this video so that you can watch it, about a 10-minute video. I'll put that link in there as well. All right. And then basically you're just going to read your instructions. So it says on pages 24 to 28, you have an actual research journal, and that's what we're going to critique together as a class. So everybody's going to be critiquing the same research journal, which will help us kind of get through that together and hopefully learn a little bit better. Short answer format is fine. Working groups support all conclusions, and some answers will need to be inferred from the research study. So that's an important one there. So you're going to have to use scientific thinking, critical thinking, investigative thinking, because based on the information you're given, you're not going to be explicitly giving everything that I'm asking for you to find. You're going to have to kind of conclude it. You're going to kind of have to use insight to come to a conclusion based on the information that you have. All right. So don't get frustrated there. That's just part of critiquing a research. So a lot of times stuff is not given to you. And then based on the information you do have, you have to come to a conclusion and support it. Okay. All right. And then what's going to happen is I've got the 5 general areas that you need to critique in here. So you've got abstract, method, other one, external validity, internal validity, and discussion. All right. Now under each section, I have the information that you need to look for. So basically you're just going to go down each bullet point and answer it. Find the information and answer it. All right. And support your conclusions when necessary. So on the abstract up here, okay, you've got summarize the research question, the theory, the hypothesis, okay, the results, and then the findings. The findings, was their hypothesis proven? And then you basically are going to conclude, were all variables, materials, and steps of research operationally defined, right? Okay, and again, you're going to have to conclude that based on what you read in the textbook, all right? Okay, and I think all those are in there for you to find. Method section, you have to tell me what research method was used in the Mozart replication. So again, it's important to know that in the book is a replication of the original 1993 Mozart experiment. All right, so this is the kinesteel replication. So this is one of hundreds of replications of the original study. All right, so what did they do? What method did they use? Okay, you've got 6 choices there. Was it qualitative or quantitative research? What's the relationship, the cause and effect being studied? Summarize briefly kind of the entire procedure, what they went through, what they did, whatever method they did, how did they do it, and then give me all the information on the subjects that is given to you in the journal, right? External validity, again, remember, is my external validity is linked to who can I apply my research to. So the bigger the population I can apply my research to, the more external validity it has. So again, check your AP notebook, your learning targets there, because we talked about this. Was there random selection? Was there random assignment? Is there a representative sample? Can the results be applied to a bigger population? Okay, who specifically do they apply to? And again, that's going to go back up to method. It only applies to the subjects that are in the study. And then overall, was external validity high or low? Okay, internal validity, remember, is the internal workings of the research. So whatever method they did or they chose to use in this replication, was it done well? All right, so you're going to analyze the specific procedure for problems, focus on the method. Were all research steps, variables, measures, were they operationally defined? Can the research be easily replicated? Right? And if they replicate it, will they get the same results? Were there previous studies done? Which we know that that's the case because this is a replication of a previous study. Were all measurements, scales, materials used reliable? Were they used in previous research? Which again, if this is a replication, they're duplicating all the measures and materials that were used in the original one. And then overall, was internal validity high or low? Okay. Then lastly, you're going to have discussion, which is basically your opinion. You're just going to write down what was interesting about the study, strengths and weaknesses that you saw. Okay. All right. So again, work in your groups. You can get in your groups tomorrow and Friday and help each other out. Somebody start a Google Doc so that everybody can contribute to it. Make sure you go to assignments, go to Journal Critique Lab, and you have everything that you need to kind of do it right there. All right, so just follow the outline, follow the instructions, click on the links that you need. And then your job tomorrow and Thursday and Friday is just start working through the 5 areas that you need to critique and answering those questions, identifying that information that's required on the bullet points, okay? And then we will touch base, and I will help walk you through and answer questions as well, all right? But enjoy your virtual Wednesday. October 14th. And then everybody have a good weekend, and I will see you next week, and we'll pick this up. So again, this is technically not going to be due until the end of November. I think I have on there October 21st, which is Wednesday. Hopefully we'll be done by then. Remember, next week, because of parent-teacher conferences, is a ABBA schedule, so there is no virtual Wednesday. So hopefully by Tuesday, the 20th, we'll have everybody kind of knowing what they're looking for. If they're not if they haven't got it completed, they're able to complete it on their own in your groups. Okay. All right. If there's any questions, email me, let me know, and I will see you guys soon.